Hey guys, today I'm excited to talk to you about the third part of the trilogy Transformers War for Cybertron. This one is called Kingdom, and all 6 episodes drop on Netflix July 29th next week. And this is a great ending to the series. If you haven't already checked out my reviews of the first 2 chapters, be sure to check them out. Siege and Earthrise. Really enjoyed them right from the start. I love the dark and gritty side of the Transformers, and it gets dark and gritty. Like, this is a war, and you see like parts on spikes and stuff in the previous 2 chapters. So let's talk about, spoiler free of course, how I felt about this final wrap-up titled Kingdom. But before we dive into my review, if this is your first time here, I'd love it if you take 1 second and hit that subscribe button. If you enjoy the content, go ahead and hit that notification bell. All right, guys, let's talk about it. Transformers War for Cybertron Kingdom. Let's go. Hey, Tessa from MamasGeeky here. Thank you so much for stopping by my YouTube channel. Okay, so first of all, I have to apologize that I didn't get to react to the trailer for this because, well, I had already seen all 6 episodes by the time the trailer dropped, and I was a little nervous that I might give stuff away with my expressions, or sometimes I can't control my mouth and I just ramble. So I wanted to make sure not to give anything away, so sorry for that, but I do have my reactions up to the first 2 chapters, so be sure to check that out if you haven't already. But yeah, wow, this ending was so good. Now, as you guys could tell from the trailer, yes, I did go back and watch it, don't worry. We do get the Maximals and the Predacons, which, of course, I was super excited to see. Now, there is one issue with that, and that is that the animation when it comes to the dinosaurs and the animals is a little bit lacking. It feels a little out of place next to the animation style that we have got through the previous chapters and in this one as well when it comes to the Transformers themselves. So it's a little bit off, and sometimes I was like, what am I watching? Like, it just looked weird, like especially with the cheetahs. It was very bizarre, especially Dinobot when he was transformed was a little bit frustrating, I guess. You would look at him and go, really? Like, just felt out of place, as did all of the animals. It just didn't work well. However, the story itself is absolutely fantastic. Yet again, sucked in from the very first episode and very easily binge all 6 episodes. They are all less than 30 minutes, so with 6 episodes, we get a 3-hour binge, which really is basically a little bit longer than a movie. Some movies are even that long, and it's totally worth it. I like I said, from the moment I sat down, it was like I had to watch them all, because as soon as one episode ended, it was like, leaving you on that cliffhanger where you just need to know what's going to happen next. Now, the series overall does leave it open for possibly more. Fingers crossed for more. I know this is announced as a trilogy from the beginning, and while it does tie up, of course, they give you that classic cliffhanger, and so I don't know. I'm hoping that eventually we get more. Now, I will say this is still a continuation of the war, so we still get dark and gritty stuff. I do love the addition of the Predacons and the Maximals besides their looks. I just love adding new characters to the story and focusing a lot on those characters. I feel like each of them really does get their time to shine, which is very important when you have this many characters in a story. Of course, Optimus Prime and Megatron do have quite a fair amount of screen time as well, and you really get more of their story and more of the background and more of the stuff that maybe happens in the future. I'm trying to stay spoiler free, but you do get a lot between Optimus Prime and Megatron that had me really excited and really enjoying this series. Now, compared to the other 2, I don't know that this is my favorite chapter. Honestly, I think Earthrise is probably my favorite, just dark and gritty wise, although the story for this one is fantastic. And especially in that final episode, you get a major twist. It was a little predictable, but it was still really fantastic to see, and to see it on the screen and to have it be really a major part of the story. It immediately makes you think, what? This is crazy. Like I said, it was a little bit predictable. I'm trying so hard to keep this bag, guys. It was a little bit predictable, but it was still exciting to see, and to see it play out, and to see how it all played out. Again, they did leave this open for more possibly, so fingers crossed that we get it, because I'm really loving this anime style of Transformers. Besides just how the animals and dinosaurs looked, which felt a little out of place, But man, the score in this is fantastic. As always, I mean, it was in the first 2 chapters, and I just love how certain moments the score really elevates those moments, whether it's to be more suspenseful or really go along with the action. There was a lot of it, and some emotional moments as well. The score really does get to you. I shed a couple tears, but I tend to do that, so I don't know. I might be one of the few. I don't know if this is so emotional that a lot of people will have tears. I had a couple of tears. I was a little teary-eyed in the final episode. That is what I will say. And maybe in one other one I got a little teary as well, but it wasn't like full-on sobbing. The story itself, though, is so fantastic. It perfectly wraps this all together. You guys let me know what you think. Are you looking forward to Transformers War of Cybertron Kingdom? Let me know down below in the comments. But yeah, I give this chapter a 4 out of 5, and I think it's my second favorite chapter of all the 3. If I really had to rank them, I think I would go Earthrise. Yeah, okay, Earthrise, Kingdom, Siege, I think. And yeah, I mean, I'd have to get into that with more spoilers later as to some of the things I didn't really like. Their full spoiler, but I did enjoy it overall. The trilogy as a whole is fantastic, and I do hope that we get more. I think fans of Transformers will enjoy this trilogy. If you haven't checked it out yet, definitely check it out. And even if you're not a fan of Transformers, I think there's a lot here for newcomers to this franchise, and I think maybe you'll go back and check out some old school Transformers stuff after watching it, because they're a lot of fun. You get a lot of great characters. I do think that we didn't get enough Bumblebee, but it is what it is. I did love Bumblebee in Siege, so I was happy about that. Be sure to give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on more videos like this one. You can follow me over on Instagram and Twitter. I'm at MamasGeeky over there, MamasGeeky. And as I said, I already have my reviews up for Siege and Earthrise, as well as reactions to those trailers, so be sure to check them out. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much to all of my monetary supporters, my members here on YouTube, as well as my patrons. If you haven't joined yet, please consider doing so. We have some really awesome perks, including a monthly Zoom meeting where we get to talk face to face. Thank you again to everyone who supports me.